You know that feeling, right? You're in an organization and on paper, everything looks fine, but something just feels off. You see smart, really capable people, and they seem to be struggling for no good reason. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a hidden problem that quietly eats away at even the most successful companies, right from the inside.
And this quote it nails it, doesn't it? This isn't about some big, flashy disaster. No, it's more like a slow leak. It's the subtle decay of confidence, of stability, and it's so hard to put your finger on, but you can feel the effects everywhere.
This image right here is the perfect way to think about it. What we see every day, the projects, the meetings, the deadlines, that's just the tip of the iceberg. The real issues, the things causing all that friction and confusion, they're totally invisible, lurking way down below the surface, deep in the structure of how we actually get things done. All right, so let's start at the top. Let's talk about the problems we can actually see. Those everyday frustrations that are really just symptoms of that much bigger problem. So does any of this sound familiar? You see one manager handle a problem one way, and another manager handles the exact same problem in a completely different way. Little things that should be easy fixes suddenly have to get kicked all the way upstairs for a decision. And you can almost feel this hesitation in the air, right? People are starting to feel like making any decision is a huge personal risk. And what's our first instinct when this happens? We assume it's a people problem. We go, oh, we just need more training, or let's buy a fancy new software tool to fix this. But that completely misses the point. This isn't about a lack of talent or a lack of intelligence. It's something else entirely. So now, let's take a deep breath and dive below the surface. To really get why good people and good decisions can go bad, we have to look at the invisible forces at play. Because it's not about the people. It's about the pressures that push them toward inconsistency. Seriously, think about it. You've got a super smart colleague who made a great, clear-headed call yesterday. But today, with the deadline breathing down their neck, they make a totally different choice. Why? And why is it so hard to make good things happen again and again? A decision that was a home run in one department completely bombs in another. We celebrate a win, but for some reason, we can't seem to replicate the thinking that got us there in the first place. This one is the real ghost in the machine. There's no big scandal, no one person you can point a finger at, but you can just feel people getting more cynical. They're losing faith in the system. But why? Here's the big reveal. The answer to all these questions, it doesn't point to bad employees or incompetent managers. It points to a void, a structural absence. There is something fundamental that's just missing. The system is failing the people, not the other way around. And that brings us to the absolute heart of the matter. We need to give a name to this missing piece, this invisible thing that's causing so much quiet chaos. And that missing piece is called Human Decision Infrastructure, or HDI for short. Now, this isn't some new policy right down, and it's definitely not a piece of software. Think of it more like the invisible guardrails. It's the underlying framework that supports our judgment and keeps decisions consistent and fair, no matter who's making them or how much pressure they're under. I mean, look at this contrast. It says it all. Without this infrastructure, you're basically just improvising. Every decision is a roll of the dice that depends on who's in the room that day. Your smartest people are carrying all the weight. But with infrastructure, intelligence isn't just carrying the burden. It's supported, it's guided. The system goes from improvising to being governed. So you're probably asking, okay, how do you actually build this thing? Well, it all rests on 4 foundational pillars. These pillars are what create that stability everybody is desperately looking for. And these aren't just, abstract concepts. They are the actual structural supports for every single sound decision your organization can make. They all work together to build an environment where integrity and trust can actually grow. Okay, so first up is intent. This is about being absolutely crystal clear on your non-negotiables. What must be protected at all costs? Then you've got clarity. This means making sure everyone has the same shared understanding of what's going on. Third is consistency. This is huge. It's about applying the same logic to similar problems every time to make sure things are fair. And finally, trust. And here's the kicker. Trust isn't something you build directly. It's what shows up, what emerges when the other 3 pillars are holding strong. So, what's the big payoff for doing all this? Well, when these pillars are actually in place, the results are incredible. You literally transform the organization from a reactive, unstable place to one that's defined by stability and real, earned trust. This little flowchart shows you the whole journey. It starts with that stable decision environment. That's the infrastructure. That leads to consistent behavior from people. That consistency creates trusted outcomes and ultimately high performance. And from that healthy environment, champions just emerge. You don't have to go find them. You create the conditions where they can't help but thrive.
And the day-to-day benefits are just massive. Your decisions become way more stable and predictable. People actually feel safe making a call because they know they won't get unfairly blamed if things go south. Escalations stop being a panic button and become a structured, logical process. And best of all, you see way, way less difference in how similar problems get solved across the whole company. And really, it all comes down to this. This is maybe the biggest takeaway. Trust isn't some slogan you can put on a poster. It's not a line in your mission statement. It is an outcome. It's the natural byproduct of a well-designed system. It gets encoded right into the DNA of how your organization thinks. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Take a hard look at your own team, your own company. When the pressure's on and things get tough, are you all just making it up as you go along, just improvising and hoping for the best? Or are your decisions being guided and protected by a strong, even if invisible, infrastructure? Because the answer to that one question, well, it changes absolutely everything.